Studio Code. That's actually a very, research oriented task. I have not myself done it outside of a company like Amazon. And in companies like Amazon, these things are taken care of by platform itself. So we will have to also a bit figure out like how to do that. But what he means by that is there is a file called .env in our code. And this is having a Gemini API key. Okay. Now this Gemini API key is used for our Gemini Krishna that is powering the Krishna AI and Ayaksh AI. Yeah. So we should not be usually committing these API keys in a code. Okay. What is an ideal practice to do is that once we have a CI/CD setup going on for a particular environment, the API key should be stored in that environment secrets or environment configuration. And they should be able to pick up the key from that environment configuration. So
this is not an environment configuration. This file itself is not an environment configuration.
No, this is an environment configuration for the application code. This is a code configuration. Okay, that configuration which Vijay is referring to is actually a, what do you say? Actually the product configuration. This is actually code configuration. Whatever that goes in here should be related to code. There it should be related to the product. The problem with having this key here is that, I mean, although we have put safeguards in place in which, nobody outside WizKids can access this code. And, the only place where this API key will be, it is possible to use this API key is from our WizKids Netlify. So I've configured into our Google Cloud Console that only if this address is calling the Gemini, then and only allow this API key to be used. If somebody else somehow steals our API key and start using it in their app, then they will not be able to use it because they will not be hosting their app here. Basically, the problem is that somebody can steal this key and reuse it in their app. And we will run the bill for that. So does that make sense?
How will you hide this?
So this should not be there in the code to start with, is what Vijayji has to say. So it should be there in GitHub secrets.
Now, how will you access that in your ENV code?
Yeah, so see, here it is given. You can create environments and secure those environments using protection rules, and there can be secrets here. Okay, so there can be environment secrets where all these kind of keys are stored. Okay, now only the application that is deployed to a particular environment can access that. Nothing else can access that. But that means that our application should be deployed to CI/CD, what our Carnegie is working on. Once that is done, then we can configure it that way.
Then from GitHub, our app will call the keys like import like that.
No, our app is not going to be on GitHub. Our app is going to be on Firebase. Okay, so on Firebase, we will have environment, production environment of our app. And in Firebase configuration, we will put the key. So here we will say that read the key from Firebase.
Firebase. Okay.
Yeah. So we will not specify a key here. Rather, we will find out or figure out a way to read it from Firebase.
Okay.
That is how it works.
So you will put all this code on Firebase.
Yeah, this application will go on Firebase.
Yeah.
This code does not go on Firebase. There is, once you compile this application, it's called compiling. This dist folder will go on Firebase.
The
So,
dist.
And all this code that we have written here will be compiled into that dist folder. So it will still, whatever we write in here will go here, but not directly. It will go in a different format. For example, this is the format it is shifting the code to, which is not readable by us anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, this is how it does. Okay, so basically our functions will be transformed into this kind of code, and that will be the one that is deployed there. So that's an important concept to know. This is our development code. It is not going to be used directly this way in production. It is going to be compiled for production. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the
first, earlier, before that experiential workshop and all, you remember we went to the document called student made UI flow. You have made some changes there, and you said you will feed that to the Bolt so that the Bolt will bring the code in that structure. You said that is our core design. We'll give the design, and Bolt will generate the code.
Make it into that. Yeah. That exercise we need to do. But for that, we need to still refine this a bit more based on the latest talks we are having with TeachMate backend team and Vijayji and all, because we want to ensure that this structure is final before we go ahead and give it to Bolt.
Yeah.
So currently,
now that if you go to student made UI, you have fundamentals, you have activities, fun friends, etc. So is it possible that we can generate new pages in supposing activities or fun friends, or because we didn't touch, we have not yet started with the other things, right?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and do that.
No. We cannot do that unless you show us one page how to.
No, but the problem is that,
the
problem is not that you can do it. Okay, the problem is that you will do what. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is that what will go inside Fun Friends. Okay, we don't know that. So when we want to do that, we will have to do the same exercise that we did with fundamentals, in which discuss everything with Vijayji, discuss everything with Darshanji, see what they are expecting here, see what is possible, draw some UI on the screen, on the whiteboard, and see if they liked that and things like that. So we will have to do that entire exercise before we go ahead and put it into code and actual prototype. And since we are currently stuck at the fundamental most thing, which is content, I think we should quite prioritize that over anything else.
In the sense, what should we do?
Like content generation and ensuring that it is usable by students and it can be picked up by student is the exercise we are currently doing now. Like sitting with Darshanji, sitting with students, experimenting with content generation and putting it here. So probably Sunday onwards, or even prior to Sunday, once we get some content from Darshanji, we'll have to do that exercise again of creating the lessons based on whatever he gives and adding it here, so that he is able to test it and students are able to test it.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is one. And so that is our primary goal, because without fundamentals, nothing else is important. If this section is not up, then nothing else is important. Once this is up, we will keep on adding things here and there. But that will also require in-depth discussions and product exercises.
So what?
But for now,
work on to
yeah. For now, let us have some work assigned to each of you. So what I want to do for now that you've been successful in giving lesson content and it working fine. Now I want you to take up a slightly bigger task. Okay, so
Yeah.
the task that I want the team to take is to create a proper, let me fire up our regular app and see if it is up actually to start with. Actually, I might have to leave in next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So let's see if I can. So as an exercise only, okay, we will not be still focusing so much on this part, but still as an exercise, what I want us to do is implement the subject screen, implement the topic screen, and implement the lessons screen.
What does that mean?
So currently this is implemented by Bolt. This subject screen is implemented by Bolt, it's charging data. Then if we click on a subject, it gets all the topics.
Yeah.
So this is the topics screen. This is also implemented by Bolt. And once you click on topics, it creates lessons. Okay, so what I want to do is we want to create this structure based on this. I mean, to create those sections based on this structure. Okay, so what I want you all to do is, work with Bolt, figure out a bit yourself, but say create topic component which will be invoked or navigated from subjects. Below are the specifications. Each topic has a description and image and facility to show if it is completed or locked. Okay, so what I want you to do is now create a subject. Sorry, this is a yeah, this is topics screen specification. So create a topic component which follows this specification.
No, I didn't understand. What does that mean?
So you'll have to.
What do you mean by a topic component?
So this is the topics screen.
This is the topic screen. I understand. No, wait.
So this is a topic component.
Each one is a topic component.
No, each one is a single topic, but this is the whole page is topics component.
Oh, the whole page. Yeah. Got it.
So what it or a single subject. Okay, you can call it both way, either topics or a single subject. Okay, what does it do? It displays a list of topics for a given subject using card. Each topic has a description and image and facility to show if it is completed or not.
Yeah.
So what you need to do, I don't want you to write this code yourself. Okay, but instruct your AI coder to create a component which follows this specification, or even rather than creating, modify the existing topics component which is adhering to this specification. And then you will have to do what? Once it modifies, test it out in your local app and see if everything works fine. This will give you
create a new page like this. Is that
no? You have to modify the existing one. It's already there. The problem is that it's already there. The problem is that it was not having this kind of final structure when it was created. So what we need to do is tell Bolt to modify the existing one to follow this structure. Okay, once it is done, raise a pull request. Once you test that it is working fine, raise a pull request.
So we have to go to Bolt to this particular project which you have.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to. Yeah, you can use your own Bolt. You can use GitHub Copilot, whatever else you want to use, and tell it to do this particular activity.
Yeah.
And test it, see the code changes yourself, and see if you can make sense. If you have any questions, get back to me. If you have any concerns before starting the work, ask, and once you are done with it, raise a pull request. So this will give you an idea of owning one piece of this work. Once you are comfortable with that, then we can expand it to multiple pieces of this work.
Okay.
Any questions?
We'll get when we start.
Yeah. I
How
definitely.
how to actually give the already existing
Yeah, so
setup to Bolt?
you might have to work together. It's currently there in StackBlitz. Okay, our account, or if you have your own Bolt, import that here. Create a new project. Okay, TypeScript project. I think Ashwini ji has done this before, or
Okay, Dhavalji. We'll ask, and if we are not able to figure out, we'll get back.
Correct. So import your project
So
here.
what I have understood is, Dhaval, we will go to Bolt. This particular app, the code related to all this is already there. So we will go there and we will then
give this.
Yeah. That's what
you will give this prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then see what is happening. Based on the modifications, it will tell what it has modified. Okay, download that and replace it in your local.
Wait. Which file? In which file we have to, because there are a lot of files, right? Which particular?
Yeah, so you can see that in this case it is going to be subject.tsx. Subject is the one that deals with topics.
That also will be that Bolt will give that information also.
So Bolt will know actually when you say all these things, but for reference it is subject.tsx.
Got it.
Okay. Another way to do this, if you don't want to use Bolt, is GitHub Copilot. Oh, this machine does not have Copilot, but if you enable that, then you will be able to do it here itself. Okay, like Bolt also, it works here. You can tell it to modify subject.tsx.
Which one is better, the one Bolt?
No, it is asking for this Dhavalji Copilot.
Yeah, but in my other laptop, I got it working. So it has some 500 free prompts per month. Try using that. Whatever, there is Codium, Bolt, whatever tools you are comfortable with, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it will come back as code. Okay, that is what matters the most. I want us to think without getting tied to a tool. Okay, use whatever Bolt is the best for now, which I felt, but I don't want you to get limited to Bolt.
Okay.
Try GitHub Copilot if that works as well.
You'll paste that content in StudentMate UI, right? That notepad.
Yeah, I'll paste it here.
Okay.
Okay, I'll paste it right now.
Yeah. Done.
All right. Okay. Yeah, then we can close for today.
Yeah. Anupama, closing prayer.
Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amradangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Dhavalji. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Thank you.